Hi, good morning, everyone. This is your psychic Christine. Thank you so much for listening in, and I hope this podcast helps you in your life's journey. So, we've done a series of podcasts here where it's kind of like change your mind, change your life. And I have found that this is so incredibly true. So, let's think about a time when things were really good. Okay? I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that. There was a time in your life where you believed that you could, and you did. Okay? When you believed in yourself and what you were able and capable of doing, it felt like you had the Midas touch. Everything was good, positive, you were feeling good, you were feeling enthusiastic about your present and feeling extremely enthusiastic about your future, okay? And because of those positive energies that you were emanating out into the universe, you drew more positive energy to yourself. You went from a series of getting a lot of no's to everything turned into a series of yes. Confident, secure, all that good stuff, right? But then something happened, okay? Something happened and the spell was broken. Somebody said something. An event occurred. You experienced a loss, a disappointment of some sort. And as a result of that disappointment, whatever it was, life happens. And you started to second guess yourself. Suddenly, you started to become full of self-doubt as a result of whatever that event was. And just like riding a bike, driving a car, you lost your control, you lost your balance, and losing your balance is a big problem, okay? And that's why there's chakra balancing and all of that type of spiritual stuff. And I'm going to get into all of that in future podcasts. So, be sure to subscribe so you get a notification every time I upload a new podcast. So, for that split second while you're riding a bike and you lose your balance, it feels like it's almost impossible to get your rhythm back, right? And I've had some mishaps while I was driving or whatever, and suddenly, like I said, you don't have control anymore of what you're doing because you got thrown off your rocker a little bit. And like I said, what happens is that it could be a word, it could be an event, whatever the case may be, and the spell of the good stuff was broken. But it says in the Bible, this too shall pass, okay? So it's good and bad, this too shall pass, because sometimes, that could be a series of good things that will pass, and then they turn into a series of bad things, and that's going to pass too. That's the good part. So I guess what I'm trying to say here, again, like I said in so many previous podcasts, it's like believe and receive. Okay? Do not believe for a split second that your thought process and how you feel, because you are an energy. You are, in fact, an energy. Your thoughts have energy. Your feelings have power, okay? And it's going to be up to you to sustain this positive flow, You have the power to make it short, make it long. The negative cycle that you experience, you have the power to make it short, make it long. Lasting is what I mean as far as how long it goes on for. Now, usually when we start to experience this, and it's sad that we learn more from our negative experiences than we do from the positive ones that go on. But what usually happens is that when there's this negative thing or cycle going on, this is like a big learning curve for us, isn't it? We learn a lot during these dark periods of our lives, and we start to do some self-examination, some examination of our environment and the people in it and whatnot. And we get closer to the truth as to what it is that's going on. So, even during bad times, it's like this whole yin and yang. Even during bad times, there's a lot to be gained. But the problem is that when we get stuck in that mindset, okay? When we get stuck in that mindset, this negative stuff can last for many, 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 many years. Many years. When we get stuck with anger, when we get stuck on disappointment, when we get stuck on feelings of entitlement, I deserve this, I deserve that, I should have had this, I should have had that, someone or something happened and everything got ruined. And we're kind of either in a depression or on the cusp of it. And of course, we draw more of that energy to ourselves, okay? Because this is kind of all working like a magnet. So you have to kind of see yourself as a magnet. So when we're feeling this bad way, we draw more of this heaviness and terrible stuff to ourselves. And when we're thinking positively and optimistically, we draw that kind of energy to ourselves. So think about what you're doing, okay? Sit back and think about it. And if you need some help, you can get help. You can get help from people that can put you and help you to get on the right track. And that's what I'm trying to do here in this podcast. I want to help everybody to get on the right track to the best of my ability through this podcast. But as all of you know, you can always reach out and speak to me or any of the psychics that work with me. And the number to call is 800-685-7912. Your first 3 minutes are free. And you can choose whatever extension of the psychic that you wish to speak to. So, gratitude, okay? Let's get into gratitude a little bit. We all have something in our lives that we're grateful for. So today I'd like you to sit down and think of, and if you need to write it down, think of all the good stuff that you are grateful for, okay? Good stuff that's happened in your life and is still happening in your life. So this is a quote that I'm going to read to you guys, and I think I'm saying his name right, I'm not sure. Tecumseh, okay, and this is a Shawnee Native American leader. And he is saying to us, when you arise in the morning, give thanks for the morning light, for your life and strength. Give thanks for your food and the joy of living. If you see no reason for giving thanks, the fault lies with yourself. Okay? So always be sure to be grateful for everything that you have, and even be thankful for all the terrible things that you don't have. You can think about it that way too. I think that's important as well. Being grateful, that's so important. And you know what? When you start thinking about all this good stuff in your life that puts you in the right direction to drawing more of that positive energy to yourself. I don't know how many of my listeners have ever stayed at a Hilton hotel and got the little book of Conrad Hilton. I was a kid, and we were staying, my family, at a Hilton hotel once, and I was always a curious kid. A lot of people don't even pick up that book, but I was one of the people that did. And there were pages and pages and pages that Conrad Hilton was thanking people for their help. And he had felt, if not for those people, that he would not be where he was at that time. Okay? So many things to be grateful for, so many people to thank. You see a lot of successful people everywhere, on TV or people that we know, and a lot of them are incredibly grateful. Okay? So I hope this helped to enlighten you. I'd like you to be grateful today. I'd like you to think about, the spell of all of being broken, that broken spell when we were doing so well. So the negative spell can also be broken. Okay? It can also be broken. A simple little adjustment can help you in your life's journey to get back on track. Okay? So I wish you all the best of luck. And like I said, please subscribe to my podcast so you can get a notification of my next one. Also, go ahead, please, and follow me if you're not following me already on Instagram at Psychic Reading Expert. So there you're going to be able to see some pictures of my products, my services, some videos. Sometimes I do some sneak peeks of upcoming podcasts. So yeah, go ahead and give me a follow. And I look forward to serving you and doing readings for you and giving you some life advice and guidance. And having a reading done can be a very helpful tool. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.